say money doesn't grow on trees, but by the end of this video, we may have to reconsider. Today, we're going to take a look at some of the most unlikely places that gold has been found. And yes, it has been found on trees, not exactly growing on them, but I'll explain. In Australia, gold has been discovered in the leaves of eucalyptus trees. Not exactly like the little nuggets found in the creeks of California, but it is there. There was some debate among the scientific community as to how it got there. One camp suggested that microscopic particles of gold were blown into the tree by the wind, but it has been demonstrated that the gold actually does come from underground. The team studied gold levels in eucalyptus trees near gold prospecting sites versus trees 800 meters away. They also watered seedlings with gold-laced solutions while insulating them from airborne dusts and contaminants. By doing these experiments, the research team was able to prove that gold can and was absorbed by tree roots. The roots of a eucalyptus tree can reach up to 130 feet below ground, which is more than deep enough to hit pay dirt. As you might guess, these particles are very, very small, usually only about 8 micrometers wide. Gold is toxic to plants, which may explain why it's sent to the extremities, the leaves. It's not exactly in abundance though. There's only about 80 parts per billion in the leaves, about 44 parts per billion in the twigs, and a measly 4 parts per billion in the bark. That's a pretty insignificant amount of gold, so who cares? Well, considering the decline in new ore deposit discoveries in the last decade, as well as the price going up, means that any new discoveries of gold are important. With more research, these eucalyptus trees could be used as a cheaper way to locate new deposits, especially smaller ones that are otherwise harder to find. Who knows what other plants could serve a similar use? Plants aren't the only organisms that could help us locate gold deposits. Termite mounds, also in Australia, have also been found to contain trace amounts of gold. While digging underground for material to construct their nests, termites can incidentally bring microscopic quantities of gold, as well as other minerals, up to the surface. By using a mass spectrometer, which measures the chemical makeup of different molecules, scientists can determine just how much gold, if any, there is in a termite mound. Like with the eucalyptus trees, mounds closer to the material were richer in gold than those further away, meaning they could also be used to indicate gold deposits more cheaply. Maybe rent a mass spectrometer before calling the exterminator next time. Even smaller than termites are the next entry on our list. It's time to get microscopic. A bacteria called Delphtia acidovirans could be used to extract gold from water. This bacteria can survive toxic environments through a defense mechanism. This defense mechanism is what alters and repositions the gold. Gold ions in the water are toxic to this bacteria, and it secretes a protein called delphtibactin A, turning the gold ions into harmless gold particles, which accumulate on the body of the Delphtia acidovirans. These particles tend to be only 25 to 35 nanometers across, much smaller than what we find in the eucalyptus or in the termite mounds. However, as we covered in a previous video, click here to watch it, there's about 20 million tons of gold in the world's oceans. These bacteria could be a feasible way of extracting that payload that's otherwise inaccessible. Now, on to the last entry on our list. This is no organism, but rather a mineral, and maybe the last one you would ever expect to find gold in. I'm talking about pyrite, commonly known as fool's gold. The irony of this discovery, which I don't think is lost on anyone, is that pyrite has been tricking people for centuries. The most infamous victim of fool's gold may be Sir Martin Frobisher. In 1578, he brought back over 1,000 tons of ore that contained what he believed to be gold, but it just turned out to be pyrite and some other shiny minerals. Queen Elizabeth, who funded the voyage, was probably very disappointed. No, not that Queen Elizabeth. She's not that old. Anyways, back to the irony of finding actual gold in fool's gold. So, pyrite and gold actually form under pretty similar conditions, and pyrite can sometimes be used as an indicator of gold deposits. It belongs to the cubic crystal system and has a nice orderly crystalline lattice. But not every crystal lattice is perfect. It turns out the gold resides in these tiny imperfections in the pyrite structure. The more deformed the pyrite, the more teeny tiny gold deposits you may find. A technology called atom probe tomography is required to even observe these minuscule gold deposits. This process peels atoms off the sample, destroying it in the process, which is a bummer if you're trying to extract it. However, the research team at Curtin University in Australia has found a way to extract the gold using a process called selective leaching. A fluid dissolves the gold, but not the pyrite mineral, making it easier to extract. This method is also called de-alloying, as it can be used to remove a particular component of an alloy, like the leaching of zinc from brass alloys. Once the dissolved gold is leached out, you can use your hoard of Delftia acidovirins to extract the gold from your dissolving fluid. I'm just kidding. I don't think that's how that works at all. That's all for today. Tell me, would you encourage a termite infestation in the hopes of finding gold deep below your house? Let me know down in the comments, and of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss out on future videos. Thanks for watching.